talking about your celebration, coming back, and just getting back to work against all coaches' advice.
I think you guys have
Yeah.
let the leash go a little bit now.
Yeah.
You know I'm not. I'm retarded, but I'm not like.
No, for sure.
I'm not that bad.
No, not at all. I mean, it's cool though. Like I was saying to Lyndon, like the dream athlete is the one that you gotta pull back, and they're so far and few between with like the expectation of like just what the sport involves as far as like hard work and fucking the day-to-day grind. So when there's someone that you're like, man, we got to pull the reins back a little bit and like force you to take days off. It's such a, I don't know, it's such a good problem to have.
I don't know what exactly me and Ellie were talking about last night, just like all the jobs that we had growing up and shit. And I was saying pretty much at every job I ever had, I would give away as many shifts as I could. I would take as much time off as I could. I would always find ways to fuck the dog.
Yeah.
When I worked at the nutrition clinic, I was like really good with the patients.
Yeah.
But if there was like paperwork and stuff, I would like find any way.
But you never took days off with that job, did you?
I would give shifts away.
Yeah.
Yeah, as much as I could. Like there was always people looking for extra shifts, and I would always give mine away.
Yeah.
And Ellie was like, so you've never been the person at work that the boss was like using you as an example and saying how good you were and like you're a hard worker, you're a workaholic. And I was like, no, never, but my job now, that's the job that the boss says that about me.
Yeah.
Now I'm finally the workaholic that's like doing the extra work and picking up extra shifts and whatever.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, I never did that when I was young.
Yeah. I
Hated
certainly was
You
not
were
like
always
that.
a workaholic, yeah?
No.
Oh, no?
I mean, like, with certain jobs, like jobs that you're not able to take days off, I wouldn't like, when I was driving truck, man, the milk had to get delivered.
You do what you have to do,
You do what you got to do to make it.
But if you didn't have to do it.
Oh, if I could give shifts away, I would have been giving
Yeah.
all my shifts away.
Yeah.
But something changed along the way for Donnie. Yeah. They said the Monday practice that everybody comes to kind of like see everybody, and it's a good feeling coming back after a win, man. Equally as opposite after losses, but you always seem to be one of the first ones back in the gym after a fight, and back to work regardless. And D-Marks has been all into this, like the warrior code. We're doing like the kids striking program and like developing this whole like curriculum and all this. So he's been like reading up on all this stuff and talking about like the way of the warrior. And yesterday we were sitting and chatting it up, and he's like, Donnie's a warrior. Like you're literally like a samurai. Like the whole like definition to the core. Like just like living the mundane life. You don't need the gold jewelry, or you're not out there like spending all your money on shit. You just still live a simple life.
Yeah.
It's
one of my buddies
a rarity.
said almost that to me too. I think it was before my Contender Series fight, my second one, and he's like, doesn't really matter what happens, man. You're living the martial artist life.
Yeah.
Like, that's the coolest thing. So many people dream of it.
Do you think the temptations are is it gonna get more difficult as the money starts coming in? Do you think you're gonna like have those urges to go on those vacations and like treat yourself more?
No. I think because I'm getting older and more boring a little bit. But no,
you might just read nicer books.
I don't know why, man. Because my family, they love spending money.
Yeah.
Like, and they're not great with money. My mom, like, spoils all her kids. She buys nice shit for herself. She's always traveling and stuff. Same with my brother. And I've just never been that way. I don't know why.
That is.
Since I was young, I was always saving money.
Yeah, you always think it's like the upbringing. Like somewhere along the line, you figured this way. You figured this out, or maybe it's just the way you like to live, or you've experienced the other things. Maybe it's that too. You've got to see the other side. Like Jazz always says that, like she didn't start training till late, and she got to see what it was like to live that life of going out on the weekends and hanging out with your friends, going on trips, spending your money, living that too, life. Yeah. So maybe you just got a taste for it, and you're like, fuck, that's not
like
the way I
high school,
live.
university. Maybe I just got that shit out of my system.
Yeah.
Not so much like spending money and going on trips and buying nice stuff, but just like going out on weekends and going to the bar and like going on a trip to Cuba with the boys or whatever, like being a dummy for a while, and now I guess I've experienced it. So
You got it out of your system.
It's old news. I fucking love fight week, man, because it's like one of the rare times throughout the year that I'll like actually let myself relax a lot. Like when I'm here, it's either I'm training, or I'm taking a nap to rest up for the next training, or I'm going for a walk. But on fight week, I'll like lay in the hotel room for like hours and just
Yeah.
like chill. I'll do like a couple light workouts during the week, but like I just actually chill and don't feel any guilt about it, so it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, fight
Yeah,
week
you're
was,
pretty
it was
you're
great.
pretty chill on fight week. Like you're not someone who's trying to get like fired up all the time. Like again, just for like a regular viewer, I guess. Like every athlete is so different. Like you've been on enough trips with like other people. You've seen
Yeah,
like the
people
Kevins, or
get
you've
weird
seen
and
like
stuff,
some
yeah.
people like their whole personality changes.
Yeah.
Or they start
Yeah,
trying to
dude, they-
build themselves for the fight.
Yeah,
But you just stay like even keel.
yeah,
It's like sometimes we'll be there and they'll be like a couple days out and we'll be sitting there shitting. I'm like shooting the shit. And I'm like, fuck, Donnie's fighting in 2 days, and
Yeah.
you're just like
yeah.
another day. It's so
There's only like so much of that in you to give. You
Yeah.
can't be like hyped up and
Yeah.
pissed off and whatever for like
Mhm.
5 days straight. It's like
yeah,
you're gonna burn yourself out, like
Yeah.
emotionally burn yourself out.
yeah.
This one I tried like a little bit to get on edge
Yeah,
before.
yeah. I was just gonna say, like again, like talking about getting to that perfect state where you want to
Yeah.
compete. Like a lot of times you need to get a little bit more
Yeah.
amped up, like in the back and stuff. Like again, this time it was a little different. Have a pal back there, which
Yeah,
was
that's
sweet because you got to like let some
Yeah.
steam out.
I think that is gonna be big moving
Yeah.
forwards too, to having a big guy back there to actually like lay some hands on a little bit.
Yep. Feel the weight of another big dude.
Yeah. Typically, I'm moving around with this guy before, and I'm
Yeah.
fucking worried that I'm gonna break every bone in his body. He's like shooting on me, and I'm smashing my hips into his neck. And,
It's fun and a terrible experience all at the same time.
and there's Lyndon like
Lyndon,
holding
yeah,
pads and
between the two of
telling
us.
me to kick him in the leg.
Yeah.
And he's like fucking limping after.
Yeah, you had no issue beating up Hal this time.
Yeah.
I still quote that to this day. When you were hitting pads with Lyndon, I think it was like not even fight day, and you went, "Oh my bad," because well, it sure ain't my bad. That was like-
Yeah.
Fucking Lyndon's the
it just
best,
felt
man.
So out of place. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's fight day. I'm like, it's probably just so locked in, and then he goes, "Well, sure ain't my bad."
Yeah, oh yeah, he's not afraid to tell you who fucked up.
Yeah.
Fucking so funny.
In Dalton, there was like, I heard from the media room, from multiple guys in the media room, that as the week progressed, you became more and more the underdog.
Really?
They were telling me
Like
that
on the
They
betting?
said that you looked sick. They said you looked unwell. They said that you were just like, you looked off during fight week.
Really?
I heard this from multiple
No
people.
way.
Yeah. This was after you won. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Watch the interviews. I don't think I look
I saw
any
the
different.
Not at all.
That's why it's
You did like look drawn in on the eyes when from the weight cut. Like
Yeah,
sometimes
that was
your
too.
eyes get sucked in a little
Yeah.
more, but like that's the only
media
thing.
was on
Like
Wednesday. I guess it's always on Wednesday, right? I think.
people talk
I
so
went-
much shit.
Yeah.
It was weird.
I think that's just because I was like the underdog on the stats probably,
Yeah.
and I bet a lot of them thought he was gonna win too, and so they're like looking for things to
Yeah.
For sure.
to be wrong or whatever.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, people that, like, dive into this sport, like, sports betting guys, like, they try to break down every single
Yeah.
thing and the psychology and
Yeah.
all the way that he responded that answer. He's in his head, like,
Someone
it's
commented
so funny.
on the stare down video, whoever chews gum the slowest is gonna win the fight.
He shows
So
calmness in the way
I
he chews.
fucking analyze the video so much. I'm like, I think I was chewing it slower. I think so. I'm
Yeah.
like trying to count how many chews for each of us in this 10-second video.
Yeah. Freeze frame it. Was that a real chew, or was it a partial chew?
Maybe maybe I was like playing up my calmness a little bit too, because I know he was like trying to get in my head. So maybe I was like acting like overly chill, like I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck about you, bro. Maybe
Yeah.
it was that a little bit.
I don't know.
He didn't say anything. He wasn't really talking shit, but he was like basically acting like he was gonna run me over in all of his interviews.
And
I guess
like,
he said I suck. That's what the commentary said at the end of the fight. Like Dalton Rosta said, Jeffery sucks.
Yeah.
Not sucking so bad now, is he?
yeah. I don't know. There's a difference between confidence and then like overconfidence, and I wonder how much of it was him just talking and like selling it, or
Yeah.
like, you know, that whole like trying to like
It's a mind game.
speak it into existence,
I
or
bet
how
that-
much did he actually believe that he was gonna go put a whooping on you?
I think he believed it.
I think so too.
Yeah, and I think some of that, even if you believe it or not, you're gonna say this shit to get in guys' heads. Because
Right.
I'm sure many of his last opponents, he got in their heads by talking
Yeah.
like this.
I'm sure.
Because none of them looked like they went out there to win the fight. Because
Yeah.
they probably thought going into it, I'm gonna lose. So
Yeah. I mean, he comes from a big gym. He's undefeated. He has a wrestling background. big boy, hits hard.
He's
On the
specimen.
rise. He's a specimen. You know, like a lot to be.
He's a company man.
Yeah.
You know you're getting brought in there to build him up. I wonder if they did that like me with him too, because I'm like a little bit of a bigger name guy in the top 10 maybe.
Yeah.
So they put him against me to like that was going to be his stepping stone to the title. I don't know. Or they did it for me because they still like me, but
yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
It certainly was like a fight that just completely put you back in the picture for the title. Like, it's crazy how this sport can just change so quickly, and one night you're right in the talks for a title against potentially another ATT teammate.
Yeah.
So you fought two of them. These coaches have been like studying you clearly.
Yeah.
And now they got their big dog.
Yeah.
He's fighting soon, and a potential title fight just 4 fights into Bellator.
Well, I slept one of their guys and out-wrestled one of their guys, so
yeah.
No blueprint anymore.
No, and the way you can mix it up. My favorite thing, the favorite thing was the fight, but was your post-fight when you said about the pace, and you're like, "This is my pace." Like, your pace is not. It's not a typical pace. It's in the clinch. It's knees. It's elbows. It's wrestling. It's striking. It's like constant pressure. Yeah.
We talked about a lot going into it. Remember, like my last few sparrings, and you're like fighting him at like this range. Is gonna like break him.
Yeah. Yeah. He likes to stay outside on the outside.
And I wasn't like super active on the feet. Pretty much just walked him down and kept tight guards and let him like burn himself out.
Yeah.
But I was like in striking distance the whole time, and it makes you like
that like invisible pressure. Like, it's not like pressure like you're meeting him, but it's that invisible.
At him,
yeah, you're right. You're right in the fire, and like, man, he was throwing heat, man.
Oh yeah,
he had some nice combinations. Like, the whole like he hadn't fought in a year. You wonder what someone's gonna come out like. He came out hot. I'm sure that guy's been, he's improving every fight too. But yeah, it was sweet, man. It was a good one.
One of the best ones.
It was, yeah. Where do you rank that as far as like that feeling that we all chase?
It's up there for sure, man. Yeah. I wish I got a finish, and I think I could have, and I've been thinking about that a lot now that like the super high part of the victory's gone, and I'm like, I think I could have
where you could have
I could have chased the finish. I could have choked him probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I said too, after the fight, I was like kind of having fun with it.
Yeah.
Like, I looked up at the clock and I see a minute left, and I'm like, I'll just fucking beat on this guy for another minute.
Yeah.
The kicks to the body and the curb stomp definitely earned you some fans.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Earned me some fans, and also earned me some haters too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been seeing stuff?
Yeah, there's a bunch of shit just calling me like a dirty fighter, and I cheated so many times and whatever.
Oh yeah. Always something. Always something.
Dude, I didn't know you couldn't stomp to the body.
Yeah,
I've never heard that.
That's news to me. But I guess like the difference between like when someone's like open guard and you like lifting, do like an axe kick.
Yeah.
That's legal, but you can't go straight down with it. Like,
and I feel like you can get so much more force on an axe kick,
seriously.
And like the accuracy on me throwing an axe kick is gonna be fucking off.
It's just one of those rules that's been around for time, I guess, and it just stays that way, even though it doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand.
Like,
that's not something they go over in the rules meetings. Like, hey, please don't curb stomp your opponent.
I've never heard that in the back in my whole entire time coaching. I've never heard them once say you can't like stomp.
No.
But apparently you can't. But you can knee them in the ribs.
Yeah.
From ground.
When they're down, you can knee them in the body.
Yeah.
You can kick them in the body.
Just it can't come down. The same as the elbow rule.
I guess it's
can't come down like this. Because some karate guy broke a fucking 20 bricks by going like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Interesting.
I have to ask about it. We can cut it out if we need to. Bellator bias.
Oh.
Do you hear about it? Think about it?
And how much have you been asked about this? Yeah.
How much have you been texting me?
Last I heard from my management is that they're going to be around to at least the end of 2024 because of like TV deals and shit. So that makes me happy. At least I can get one more fight, hopefully a title fight. It's huge for me that I won this one because now at least I'm like the memory of everyone in MMA is so short term.
I know. I kept thinking that leading up to this fight because I heard that they're gonna be making a decision this month. Whether
Yeah.
they sell or what they do was getting
Yeah.
made this month. So potentially that was your last fight if
did
it went like that.
a
like,
little bit feel like my back was against the wall.
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Like
'Cause
never
just
mind.
that coming up recently was like, before it was like, it doesn't matter, I'm in the top 10. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to lose, obviously, but I'll work my way back up even if it does. And then
Yeah.
I heard all this shit, and it's like, kind of seemed like it was happening quickly. And I was like, this could be my fucking career again, man. This feels like Contender Series all over again, like I'm fighting for my job.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you dealt with the pressure. That's for sure. Because there was a lot of pressure. It feels like it felt similar to Jazz's fight with Silva, where it was like, again, an opponent that I felt, and I've told him this like probably 100 times, but an opponent that I thought like, this is a good one. Like, we got this. There's not many ways I see this fight going wrong, and then it goes wrong, and you're like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
And then coming off a loss,
Crazy.
that feeling of getting ready for a fight when it's coming off a loss, man,
It's different.
it is a different feeling.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. Like the pressure of any fight, but in those situations, I feel it's a different type of energy.
Mm-hmm.
And in the practice room, like you couldn't train any harder than you already trained, but it did feel like you had more of an edge this camp.
Mm-hmm.
You had like practices that I had to like look away at some points. You know what I mean? Like you're never trying to take a cheap shot, and you're probably the guy that would least likely injure someone in the
Yeah.
room. Like fuck, you sparred with Jazz yesterday, and
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
you know how to control yourself. But this time you had a bit more of an edge, and I think that was like, talking about learning from every win, learning from every loss. I think that's something that we'll continue in lead ups to fight, is getting that edge and yeah.
For sure.
Is it? Is there who else?
In the big
What other
matches.
Canadians do we got ranked in Bellator? Is anyone?
Nobody's higher than him.
Jeremy Kennedy must be ranked, but I don't know.
That's what I was gonna say.
He's ranked higher than 4.
He's
I
up
don't know,
there.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think
Is he?
I think he's up there. I think he's like four or five.
Yeah.
I was just looking at that. Pico, I think he's 3 and Kennedy's 4 or something like that. Could be wrong. But yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. Come a long way
Yeah.
from the dungeon days and before that, training at Modern Vision, and like just thinking about, I don't know, we get like a lot of credit at the gym, and I'm always like humbled by that, because even like guys like this from Click, who've like produced, the Zach Powells and the Kevin Popowicks, like, dude, those guys didn't come here with no skills. Like when we started working together, you were 3-0 or something, 3-1. Like it was earlier in your pro career,
Yeah.
but yeah, that whole like takes an army. It certainly does. Like between the training with Aegis, training at Kill Cliff, all the different gyms that you train at and everything, it's a culmination. It's cool to see.
Kennedy's 6, by the way.
Oh,
He's 6?
number
Nice.
one. Nice.
Finally ahead of Vanderford now, too.
I love the comments like, "Oh, is Vanford? This is gonna opportunity for him to move up the rankings again."
He should be 3 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we go by the last time.
Yeah.
On another topic, and no, I was gonna say the fights this weekend. That's what everyone wants to hear about. And going back to like analyzing what the pros say and like dissecting every little
Which fights?
The fights, Sean O'Malley, Aljamain Sterling. You watching them?
Yeah, I'll watch them.
Yeah. Who do you got?
Dude. People ask in interviews all the time, like, what's your thoughts, and like break it down and all this
I don't
shit. No,
fucking
I'm a
know.
fucking casual man. I don't give a shit. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. I don't care that much at all.
Yeah.
I think Aljo's gonna win.
Yeah.
Probably. I think he'll take him down.
I get sucked into it of some of them. Like some of them, they come and they go, and maybe I'll watch them, maybe I won't. But I just watched all the embeddeds this morning. I'm fired up for this
Yeah?
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm watching like Aljamain striking and wrestling. I'm like, man, his chin's up. He's gonna get clipped. He's gonna get. And then I watch O'Malley, and I'm like, man, this guy is like not a big dude. Like they're a weight class apart. They have to be a weight class
Aljo's
apart.
fucking
Aljo's
big,
a
man.
big boy. Says he's like, this guy's cutting like 30 pounds.
He's
to-
also
to
talking about
135.
already it being his last fight at 35, so
Mhm.
maybe the weight cut's gonna fuck with him a bit too.
Short turnaround, 2 big weight cuts. That can't be good. That was like the whole downfall of Tony Ferguson, was when he did those back-to-back weight cuts, and like maybe this is the one. Yeah,
Fun one for you, though.
yeah,
Fun one for both of you. Your weight class, your discipline, the return of Chris Weidman.
Oh, I hope he wins, man.
Same.
Who's he fighting?
He's fighting Brad Tavares. Brad Tavares is
An easy
off
fight
this
coming.
week.
He's coming off. He's coming off a couple losses.
Tavares coming off a loss also.
Yeah, I just saw that.
That's a good matchup for
Yeah.
both of them.
Yeah.
I don't like. Even if Weidman doesn't win, I don't think he's gonna get like smashed and
Yeah.
hurt, and it's gonna be like an upsetting defeat or something.
And he's not that old, is he? I think he's like early 30s or mid 30s.
Probably mid to late, but
Is he?
I feel like he's just got miles on his body.
Yeah.
He's had some tough fights, some fucking wars, been knocked out.
Was it
beat
his
up and
last fight
whatever.
that he broke his leg?
Yeah, that was the
Like,
last one.
Dude, think about the mental thing going into that. He even talked about like, I'm just gonna go out there and throw that kick right off the bat, like get it, as hard as I can.
Watch him fucking break his leg first kick.
Oh my
Dude.
god! Just such a nice guy that you hate to see lose too, and you don't want to see him go out like Tony Ferguson where he takes a bunch of losses. But I don't know. He's a smart guy.
He looks in good shape too.
Yeah, he
In
looks
the
good.
videos
He
I've
looks in
seen,
good
he
shape.
looks like in really good shape.
I feel like he's a smart enough guy that if he wasn't like feeling really good in the room, he wouldn't be doing this.
so.
Like he's probably not hurting for cash or anything like
Took a
that.
really long layoff though. In like
Really?
And
April.
Rockhold like murdered him in their fight.
He had some tough ones.
I guess he used to beat the piss out of Elias, Weidman. 'Cause,
Really?
Yeah, Elias used to go there to train sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess he just had his way with Elias. It's just crazy
he's good.
because no one really just has their way with Elias.
No, remember his rounds with Strickland when we were down there? I got him on my phone somewhere. I was like trying to find him the other day, but yeah, talk about a guy that like
I'm actually.
he was a
doing
monster, man. Elias was
yeah,
a
man.
monster.
Aaron Bronstetter,
Yeah.
TSN. I'm interviewing with him later. He's doing like a tribute to Elias and
Sick.
wants me to tell some stories and stuff. So
Yeah, nice. That's cool.
yeah, man, he was. I was just thinking about Elias a lot this morning on my morning walk because I was
Mhm.
thinking about like what stories I'm gonna tell.
Yeah, talk about a guy that had like, I mean, you have become like the team captain of this gym. Like everyone looks up to you, and you're the epitome of what we're kind of trying to chase as far as like living a lifestyle and like being a true professional fighter. And he was that like influence on you.
Yeah,
Like
he was
for a
that guy
lot
for
of
me,
years.
man, for
yeah.
sure. Yeah,
He was a guy you looked up to and trained with for
Yeah.
years and
he
years.
was my mentor in the sport.
Yeah, yeah. You've talked about that before. Even like, not just the fighting style, but like how he did it as far as like
Marketing himself.
the
and
marketing
shit.
himself and the business
Yeah.
side of
I'm
things.
still not good at that, but yeah, man, he was special.
And special
Good
dude.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a story I'm gonna tell to Aaron when he came off like no sleep, had been traveling for a week,
Yeah.
partying, doing whatever, shows up in Vegas, meets Strickland.
Yeah.
Hey, let's spar at the PI tomorrow.
Sure.
3 rounds in the cage.
It's such a funny
Alright.
couple. Like to see them interact and
Dude.
shit. Like
I felt like I manifested that.
Yeah,
'Cause I knew
you created that
Elias
all.
for the longest time, and then I met Strickland a few times, and he always asked me about him and shit, and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't really see any reason why these guys would meet each other,
Yeah.
but
if they did.
they did.
And they did.
And it was awesome, and they were like buddies.
Yeah.
It was sick.
And
We
what
had
a scrap,
dude,
man.
We could probably find the group chat on Instagram. So
Yes.
remember it.
Yeah.
That was fucking funny.
Yeah.
Strickland and Elias talking shit to each other.
Two funny dudes.
Yeah.
And Strickland's got him.
Title shot.
Title shot. Isn't that wild?
Yo, I called it 4 years ago. First time I met Strickland, it was 2019. I went down to Syndicate for the first time, like shortly after my Contender Series.
Mm-hmm.
And I met him, and he was just coming off that knee injury. His knee was still fucked, like fresh scars.
That was from his bike accident.
Motorcycle accident, yeah.
Serious injury.
And he was beating the shit out of everyone in the gym. He was beating me up. He
Yeah.
was beating up other UFC fighters. I saw him beating up Frank Mir.
Yeah.
And I came home, and I remember telling people, like, I think this guy could be champ one day, man. I think he's that good.
Really.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's real.
yeah.
And his grappling, which he doesn't really use, is fucking high level. He's a
Yeah.
black belt. His wrestling's really good.
He's gonna have to fucking use it.
Yeah. Willie, though, I think he's going to probably just go out there and try to get in his face, it feels like. I mean, like he didn't with Pereira. Like, if he didn't with Pereira, do you think he's going to... I'm sure he has some coaches in his ear saying, at least...
Please, bro.
Yeah, please.
Please.
Put your hands on this guy. Get your hands locked around his weight. Like,
Yeah,
he's been beat that way before.
exactly.
Like, now's not the time to prove you got bigger balls, but
We all know he's got big balls.
he wants it to be known he's got the biggest.
The biggest balls.
Nobody can question that.
That's what everyone's saying.
Yeah.
Press conference will be better than the fight because
Yeah.
they're both defensive strikers. Everyone thinks Strickland's like a brawler or something. He's
No.
not at all. He stays behind his jab. He backs up a lot.
got a
He
good
doesn't
shield.
throw
He
big
does-
volume. If he gets someone hurt, he gets like reckless and throws, but for the most part, he just stays behind his jab.
He's not winging big looping shots or anything like that.
No.
He doesn't throw a ton of kicks, so he's always got his feet underneath him. Yeah,
It
he's
could be
legit.
a very boring fight.
Yeah.
Easy Romero too.
Yeah, just them standing and looking at each other. Yeah, could be.
I'm excited though.
Same.
But it's funny.
It's soon, eh?
It's like,
Dude, it's like 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, man. Crazy.
Where's he training? Is he still at Extreme, or is he's
He's
traveling
just extreme
around?
now.
Yeah.
He went to ATT once. I see Eblin went there and trained with him once or twice too.
I got some video.
he was
I
crazy.
feel like I could sell some of these videos I got of Strickland in the room, like, cause you get to see him in the fight, but like he's the same in practice. He's shit talking people. He's
It's not that crazy. I don't know. Like I'm a meathead too, and I'm like
Yeah.
down to scrap and whatever. So for me, it was hard rounds. He landed hard shots and whatever. He talked shit to me a little bit, but not that much. But I don't know. It was fine. Like
yeah. I feel
if
like
you're not at his
he
level,
thinks it wasn't that exciting, where everyone watching thought it was really
Yeah, I
exciting.
know you
Don's like,
guys-
yeah, it wasn't that bad. Like
you
we
guys
just
are
kind
getting
of
nervous and shit and whatever. I
yeah.
get nervous for it because they were like, it was pretty much a fight. Like
yeah.
he would.
No,
take
you
it
guys
to
had
but
sick rounds, man. You guys had really good rounds.
yeah.
Very competitive. Very
One time I was still like figuring out my training schedule and shit, and I went in with him one night, and he's like, "This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put on our 16-ounce boxing gloves. We're gonna go in the cage. We're gonna start in the middle, and the first person whose foot touches the fence loses." And we sparred for like 18 minutes straight or something. And I touched the fence, but it wasn't even like he backed me up. It was like, I don't know, I was trying to circle off, and I just like nudged it or something, and I think we had both had enough.
You're like,
But
that's
he
good.
was he was talking a lot of shit to me during that. He's like, "I'm not gonna make you put your back there. I'm gonna make you choose to put your back there. So when you go home and you have to fucking be with your woman and you have to feel like you're not a man,
Come
and you're
on.
gonna have to tell her." Yeah.
That's so funny, man. You guys
Yeah.
are such a funny duo, because like the complete opposite. But he shit talks you. I don't
But
know.
he's like me, man. Like
Yeah.
there's guys in here that I can like kind of be buddies with and shit. But like if I don't respect them as an athlete, this isn't the place to be my friend.
Mhm.
Like I have guys that I'd be friends with outside of the gym. It's in a different atmosphere and we're cool and whatever. But they're in here and they want to be my buddy and shit, and they don't show up. Like
Yeah. You don't get
we're
your
just not on
attention.
the same page.
Yeah.
And Strickland, if he like respects you as an athlete, a fighter, or whatever, I
Yeah.
showed up every day. If I was getting my ass kicked or not,
Yeah.
he was like, "This guy's fucking consistent. He shows up. He works hard. He doesn't duck rounds, whatever."
Mhm.
So he respected me, and it was cool. Other guys that say no to rounds and they take rounds off, they
Yeah.
don't show up all the time. Those
Yeah.
are the guys that he's gonna like try and fucking dig into you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of. I feel like it's kind of hard to be buddies with someone when you don't respect them, and like we respect the things like hard work and discipline and not being a victim or not, being an excuse maker. So when you see someone like that in here, it really reveals their character. There's someone who's gonna be like honest and show up when they say they're gonna show up. That's the type of person you want to be a friend with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And everyone's got different things that they value and whatever. So if that's not your thing, that's cool. And like
Yeah.
I can't say like objectively you're a shitty person
Yeah.
because you're not doing the things that I want you to do.
Yeah.
But those are the things that we respect for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. And I think it's
that's why we get along with Impa very good too.
For
He's
sure.
the exact same way, and
Yeah.
he's a different guy too. He's
Yeah.
got like other values and morals
Mhm.
and hobbies and whatever.
Yeah.
Like he's pretty different from us, but we come in the gym, we work hard,
Yeah.
and we fucking bond over that.
And it's not to say like you can't just be like a casual someone who wants to train or like you come to the rec class or something like that. But I think the issue lies when someone like wants to say that they're this person or tries to perceive or put on a show like you're this guy and then you're not. Because I have lots of friends. My best buddy from back home, Bing, like he's not a fighter. He's not like even involved in the sport anymore. He trained back in the day, but
Yeah.
like I respect his values that he has just in life and how he is as a father and as a friend and stuff. Like you don't have to be a fucking, an MMA fighter to respect someone like that.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's when they say they're gonna be that, when they say they're
Yeah.
that person, or they try to put themselves in that category.
Yeah,
They're not.
exactly.
That's what triggers us.
It's a quick way to piss me off.
Yeah, quick way to.
Say you're gonna be at practice
Yeah.
and don't show up.
And I can't let that shit go.
Come up with some fucking bullshit excuse.
Seriously.
My fucking
I'm
cat
gonna-
had a hangnail.
Yeah.
And couldn't fucking come because it was
Yeah.
bleeding or something.
At one point, I started. This was a while back, but I started screenshotting excuses that people would make. I was gonna make a folder, kind of like a
Didn't you
Goisman
have
folder.
it as someone's fucking
Cody.
photo?
Cody.
Yeah, I didn't want to say his name.
Cody
The
Kovanchek.
photo
I don't
when
even know if he
called
knows
you,
that.
What was the?
Let me
What
see.
was the text?
Sorry, Cody. I love
It
you,
won't
buddy.
happen again. Sorry, coach. It won't happen again. That's what it was.
Yeah. Let me see. Cody. Love you, buddy. It's
Cody's a good kid.
I was up too late last night for Danielle's birthday. Won't happen again. No more hiccups in the road. I'll see you at 3.
Shout out Cody getting
Shout out.
fucking roasted on that.
Love you,
Talk
man.
Team
You're a
podcast,
beast.
but he's come a long way.
Oh,
man.
dude. And he was like, at the time, he was, yeah, Cody. I mean, he was like 21 at the time, man. Like,
He's still fucking
I
young,
certainly
man.
wasn't like perfect at that age.
No,
Nobody is. Like,
no,
he's,
yeah. Even at his age now, how old is he now? 25 or something?
yeah, he's,
5 years
I'm
ago?
not even, I think he's probably still like 24,
He's young.
maybe 25. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
he's come a
again,
long
like
way.
it's nobody comes on into the shit and has it all down. It's like a process. It's definitely a process.
Yeah.
Like even talking to Keenan and Alana, they're down here. Made the big move, like, and they're jumping in full force. Like it's a big workload. It's a lot of volume. It's intense. So people that aren't used to that, it's
Yeah.
gonna take. It's gonna
For
take
sure.
time to build your way up to training
Yeah.
at this level. Like nobody just steps in and does it. So for the ones that are showing up, like Kevin. When Kevin first came out, man, that was like, it was a struggle for him
We doubted him.
to keep up. Yeah,
Doubted him for a while.
for sure. But he kept showing up, man.
Who-
Regardless, he kept showing up.
I can't remember who I was talking about. I'm like, that guy's a fucking pussy. And Kevin was like, "Do you guys talk about me like that when I first started here too?" And I'm like, "For sure we did, man. Yes, absolutely. You were a
But
pussy."
Kevin was humble,
Yeah.
and he didn't come in like trying
Yeah, we were
to.
mean. We were like, nice kid, but he's just a little bit of a pussy.
Yeah.
He's not now.
But he had like right off the bat, he had some neck issues and like a stinger, and that was like an issue for a while. And then he fucking hurt his knee, and then he had a rough start. But look at him now, man. Again, talking about like a leader on the team. Yeah, solid dude. One of the few, like, I was thinking about it, like Marty would always say, like, what it's not like where you are, it's like whether you're on the pathway,
Yeah.
whether you're doing the right things, and you can be an amateur and you can be on the pathway, and you can be a winning record professional and not be on the pathway, but like whether you're doing like the right things, and that's it. Like the Donnie way, man. That's the biggest thing. Is like a lot of guys will come and work hard in their room, but it's who's willing to make the sacrifices, the real sacrifices, and then like over time making those sacrifices, because it wears on you. Like saying no to birthdays, saying no to weddings, saying no to your friends when they want to go out. It's like fucking tough. It's tough when you got like people in that world, but
Yeah, I was talking to my brother on the phone the other night, and he was saying his wife's like a little upset that I never make it up there to see my nephews.
Yeah.
Like I talked to them on FaceTime for the first time the other day, and I realized it had been like months since I talked to them, and they're young. So I'm like, wow, he's fucking
Yeah.
changed so much.
Yeah.
So she's kind of upset that I'm not like being in their life as much. And my brother was like, "Do you think like he wants to not be in their lives? Do you think he's like living the sickest life ever, and he's not coming up here because he's having too much fun?
Yeah.
Like he's making sacrifices, and he knows it."
100%.
Yeah.
I just talked to my mom last night. Literally same conversation. She's like, she misses her kids, and,
Yeah.
and my brother doesn't. I'm getting deep on this podcast,
Yeah.
but you know what I
You
mean.
shed
Like
some tears.
people get busy, and when they're like driven to succeed, and sometimes you got to sacrifice those things, man. It's the unfortunate part about it.
Yep.
People support it, like, and they get it. Like your mom, she says, you come home on the weekends and you eat and you sleep.
Yeah. I'm glad you talked to her about that and someone else.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I was like, just told her, like, man, this guy puts in real hard work all week long. By the time it's the end of the week, and it's the same as Jazz, like, she's not wanting to go out on hikes or, going out for dinner. Like, it's just recovery.
Yeah, last couple times I went home, my mom, like, concerned, asked me, like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just that tired all the
Mhm.
time. And then I think she sees like training footage, like you post some clips,
Right,
and I'm like
yeah,
being
we're
funny
joking
in the
around
gym,
and all this
joking
stuff,
around.
for
She
sure.
sees me with you guys, I'm laughing, I'm like training so hard, and she's like, does he just like hate me or something? Why does he
Yeah.
come home and he's like so quiet and sleeps and like
Yeah.
goes in his fucking bedroom the whole time?
Mhm.
Like I think you said it. It's like I have the flu.
Yeah.
Like I go home and it's like I have the flu every weekend.
And it's crazy because like you come to practice and you feel like death, and then you get a warm up, you get some drills in, and then
you're
you
good.
start feeling good. Maybe
Yeah.
not 100%, but you start feeling good. It's like the only time you feel good
Yeah.
is after a good warm up,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of caffeine, and then as
Little
soon as
bit.
practice is over, yeah, just a little bit of caffeine. As soon as practice is over, you go back to feeling like you got the flu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I take a week off and I'm dead the whole week and I'm like, is there something wrong with me this week?
Yeah.
Or do I feel
I
like
need to
this
get my
every
blood work
week?
checked.
Or I feel like this every week and I'm just training through it. And I think I'm just training through it all the time.
Yeah.
But maybe when you know you got to train, you're just like ignore every symptom that your body's showing
Yeah.
you and you show up and do it.
Yeah.
And then when you have a day to like assess your body, you're like, wow, I'm fucked up.
Yeah. I think a big thing is like, from my perspective, like, because it is a balance. Like, there's very few people that I'm worried about overtraining. But someone like you is someone you got to actually think about that. Like, as a coach, is it like too much? But I always go back to injuries. Like, if you're able to withstand this level of training and you're not getting injured or you're not getting like deathly sick, then I think you're at that sweet spot. I think you really push the line as far as like.
Yeah.
But I think you're right at the sweet spot, man. Like,
Yeah.
look at your career and where it's gone, and look at the other people that are following suit. The success is coming, whether there's bumps in the roads or not, but the success is there. So obviously, you're doing something right.
Everyone that I know that's on the way up or who was already there that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They are the hardest workers in the gym.
Yep.
Impa's a good example.
Mm-hmm.
Guy trains just as much as me, if not more, and he does way more shit outside the gym. Like he's
Mhm.
always on the go. The guy
Yeah.
barely sleeps. He still works a job.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah, dude, he works at like a fucking big like financial company. Like
Really?
wears a suit into work and works with like wealthy people and does that
Wow.
shit. Yeah.
That's crazy. Cause
Yeah.
like to be able to do that and like talk to people, like you said, going home, it's like, fuck. Sometimes at the end of the day, you don't even want to talk to someone.
Yeah.
And he's doing that.
Yeah.
Well, he might not have to do that for much longer, or maybe he wants to, but fighting for $1 million.
For $1 million.
That's wild, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Sleeping in his car last year.
that's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. Those are the stories.
Inspirational.
Yeah, inspirational, literally. It's, I mean, like attracts like, man. That's how
Yeah.
we feel about you,
Yeah.
man. Seeing the way you're the same. Like, just to go back to like, you don't got to be a fighter for us to respect, someone who's willing to make a commitment, and that's.
I said it
that's
so
you
many
to a
times,
T.
man, on the last trip when you were there. Like, I talked about you a lot. I'm like, dude, this kid's fucking impressive, man. When I learned how old you were, and I'm like, he's
Yeah.
fucking grinding, man.
Seriously.
This is crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Shout out to Goisman, man.
Shout out to Goisman.
Seriously, big part of all this. This is
Yeah.
cool, man. We got 3 cameras set up in here.
Yeah.
This used to be a storage and / office.
Still is if you look behind the camera.
Now we got some brick wall. Someone actually just said that. Who was it? Tanya, who's just down for training with Josh. She's like, I thought that was a real brick wall. I'm like, no.
It looks good. I like it.
Yeah.
Might throw up one of these in my apartment.
I was gonna say.
Do you ever see the
Through the
big
whole house.
tie-dye thing we had? Some like Buddhist. There was like a
Yeah,
yoga
yeah.
that Vlad had up in there. He
Yeah.
took it to put it in the shop.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll put one of these up there. Nice
Yeah.
brick wall in the apartment.
I mean, if you want the Muhammad Ali, we might be getting rid of it and doing something else. So that's up for a grab. Oh, I've seen this.
I think that guy's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are we on this? Where do you stay?
I think that guy's fucking hilarious, and I
Yeah.
like him a lot. I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see what does
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse walk around at, maybe $150,
Yeah.
and Buddy's 260.
Probably, maybe not
Like
even
even
that.
if I had to grapple with, like Jake, let's say he's like 280. I don't think that would be that easy for me.
Yeah, but Jake is
Jake knows what he's doing.
Jake is fucking
Okay.
sick. Yeah.
Someone that size though,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
I'd be worried to hurt
that's
myself.
that's what's so cool about MMAs. No
You
fucking
don't
way.
know.
No,
Anything
yeah.
could happen.
If-
Maybe
if
this
you
guy will
think-
just fucking grab him in a headlock
Seriously,
and squeeze the shit
he
out
might
of
be
him.
that big. Like, think about like trying to finish like a Darce or something on this guy. If physically he's not gonna be able to
Yeah.
do a lot of the things that he does. He's that
I think if
big,
there was like
but-
punches, he could like take him down with a single leg and
Yeah.
like punch his face in. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it will happen.
I want to see it. I'm a
Yeah,
sucker.
I think that guy's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
He's like, but he's funny and like,
Yeah.
wholesome.
But do you
about
think
it.
he'll actually do it? And do you think someone will actually do it? Like Mighty Mouse can't risk his career on fighting this guy.
Yeah.
Like maybe they go to a practice room, but like nobody's
keep it
good.
light?
Yeah.
He's
But,
gonna show him some moves and shit. Murder that
well, I
guy.
mean, I feel like that's less of a question.
Yeah.
Strickland walks around at like 210 or 220.
He gets pretty big, yeah.
Like this guy's only got like 40 pounds on him or something.
Yeah.
Like he would gas so quick.
Okay, official prediction: Mighty Mouse versus Bradley Martin in a street fight. 'Cause that's what
Street fight, no weapons,
That's his thing. No weapons, but it's a street fight.
concrete. You go first.
Bradley Martin, first round KO.
Wow. I'm gonna go Mighty Mouse heel hook.
Heel hook. Oh, that's,
First round.
Could be that, eh?
Yeah.
Imanari roll.
Yeah.
Underneath.
Pull guard.
Yeah.
Get underneath them.
Yeah.
Done.
Now you're on concrete.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
I take it back. Okay, Millions. Thank you so much for again allowing us to do this.
No thank you from me yet, but maybe in the future. We'll
One
talk.
day. Donnie, pleasure.
Coach.
Good chatting with you at frickin' 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
By the time this comes
We don't
out.
talk enough, so it's nice
Yeah,
that we got to sit down
exactly.
and do
Put some
this.
mics in front of our face, and yeah, we got to talk about a bunch of stuff. Had to keep some stuff on the down low because there's some big shit in the way. Just kidding. That's it. Let's get to practice.